Hi everyone, welcome to Health Promotion's Wellness Wednesday Tip. I'm Alicia Perry, Manager of Health Promotion at 19 Wing Comox, and today I'm joined by Lynnette Crellin, Social Worker at the Comox Military Family Resource Center. Welcome, Lynnette. Lynnette and I co-facilitate interpersonal communication, and today we're going to have a bit of a conversation and share some tips to help reduce conflict and enhance communication in your personal life. So with COVID-19, we have all of these new stressors in our life on top of the stressors that we had before the pandemic. Lynnette, is this something that you're hearing in your personal and professional life as well, that we have all of these new stressors and things kind of added onto our plate?
Yeah, everyone is dealing with a whole lot of stress related to COVID-19, plus all the challenges that we were managing before the pandemic. Some of those extra stressors could include juggling parenting and working from home, having a lack of childcare support, feeling some uncertainty about a posting that's been put on hold, or maybe you're facing a duty-related separation from your family. Are there others that you've heard of, Alicia?
Yeah, some of the things I've been hearing from people in my personal and professional life are this kind of feeling of social isolation because we don't necessarily have that physical contact with people that we did previously. Some fear around illness or maybe death of a loved one, some insecurity about finances and maybe job insecurity and what that may look like for your household, and learning new technology and learning how to work from home and what this looks like, as we sit here and have this conversation over video and kind of navigating this whole virtual way of communicating. So I think it's helpful to almost think of it as an iceberg. Underneath the surface, we have so much of what we can't see, and all of those stressors and feelings and emotions that others may not even be aware of, and only a little tiny bit at the top there that we share or that people are aware that we're going through.
The iceberg model really helps us look past the behavior that we're confronted with and to consider the possibility that there might be a whole lot going on beneath the surface for that other person. For example, try to think of someone who fills you with frustration, resentment, or disappointment. Ask yourself if any of these have happened to you before. Your spouse responds to work texts or emails when they're off duty, and you're convinced that they value their work more than you and your family. Your coworker is not carrying their weight, and you assume that they take you for granted. Your friend hasn't been calling as often as they used to, and you feel like they're letting you down. Or your teenager is spending more time playing video games than they are on their schoolwork, and you think they're irresponsible and don't care about their education. Well, Brené Brown, vulnerability and shame researcher, said it best. Consider the idea that that person is doing the best that they can.
Yeah, I love reframing it that way. If we consider we all have so much going on underneath the surface, like that iceberg, we can show some empathy and compassion for others who may be going through these new stressors as well. It's really not for us to decide if they really are doing the best they can. How will we ever know? And that's not what's important. But when we reframe the way that we think, we can let go of some of that judgment and that blame. And I think this is a really important skill to develop, particularly for those in leadership roles.
Yes, especially since we've moved a lot of our communication online.
Yeah, exactly. So we're seeing even less of what's kind of underneath the surface, and we might not be able to read body language of a colleague if you see that they're feeling overwhelmed when you enter their office and have a new task or a new project for them to work on. We can't necessarily see that when we're on the phone or even just connecting virtually. We lose some of that body language and that communication skill there.
And it's also super important in maintaining good communication in our personal relationships as well. Relationships with our partners, our parents, in-laws, kids and teens, roommates, friends. And it's something that you may need to remind yourself of as well. Recognize that you also have a lot going on under the surface and might need reminding that life has changed and you're doing the best that you can right now.
Yeah, I think that's a great point to bring up. So if this sounds familiar to you, and as we move forward with these new stressors and all of that underneath our iceberg, try replacing that judgmental assumption with the assumption that the person is doing the best they can for where they're at. So hopefully that's something that helps you as we move forward. So thank you for tuning in to Health Promotions Wellness Wednesday Tip, and thank you to Lynnette for joining us from the Comox Military Family Resource Center. I look forward to connecting with everyone next week as part of our Health Promotion Wellness Wednesday Tip. Take care, everyone.